manipulate a narcissist and shut them down forever. If you believe that being direct, friendly, cooperative, understanding, and compassionate will help you win against a narcissist when you can't go no contact, such as when co-parenting with their children or during a divorce, you are likely to fail. Narcissists excel at using your vulnerabilities against you and preventing you from being your authentic self. It's crucial to have a strategy to outsmart them, fight back, and manipulate the manipulator. What kinds of strategies am I referring to? In this episode, let's find out. Hello, and welcome back to the Narcissist Exposed channel. In today's episode, you'll discover new techniques to outmaneuver a narcissist and defend yourself effectively. If this topic interests you and you want to learn more, please subscribe before we begin. Your subscription helps raise awareness about narcissistic abuse. Step 1. Always try to stay 2 steps ahead. When dealing with a narcissist, think of it as a complex game of chess. Staying 2 steps ahead rather than just 1 is crucial. Understanding their typical moves before you make your own is the first step. Then, you must be prepared with your counter moves to block them effectively, cornering them strategically. Narcissists tend to exhibit predictable behaviors, getting very angry, acting out, and lying. While you may not always predict their actions precisely, you can generally anticipate their patterns. Use your knowledge of their behavior against them without letting them realize it. To illustrate this, consider that nearly all narcissists are highly concerned with their public image. They strive to make others perceive them as better than they truly are, whether as a great parent, spouse, or victim in the situation. Your task is to leverage their need for a positive image to make them act in ways they wouldn't ordinarily choose. By understanding and manipulating their desire to appear favorable, you can influence their behavior to your advantage. To give you an example, suppose you want them to agree to co-parent. They project an image to the world of being a great parent who always puts the kids first. You need to use this to your advantage. How can you do that? Frame your requests around the well-being of the children and how they will benefit. Essentially, create a situation where not agreeing with your terms would contradict their projected image. Set up an if and then scenario. If you are a good father, then you will agree to these terms. However, be cautious. You can't just blatantly state, if you are a good father, then you will do this. You need to be subtle. Simply imply that this is what a good parent would do. For instance, if I were in your position, I would do this. This approach gently leads them into a situation where agreeing with you is the only option that aligns with their desired image. By doing so, you can ensure your children's safety and maximize your time with them. This strategy also helps protect your children from potential abuse and supports their well-being. Be very clear about what you want, why you want it, and how you can achieve it. Step 2. Use a drip-feed approach. It's unrealistic to keep disagreeing with a narcissist's ego and expect them to eventually agree with you. For instance, if you're seeking $2 million in alimony, they won't just hand it over unless you strategically provide a steady flow of information or concessions. This tactic plays into the narcissist's desire to feel superior and victorious. The key is to make them think they've won while you still achieve your goals. If you know you won't get exactly what you ask for, start by asking for more than what you actually want. They'll likely counter with a number closer to your true goal, thinking they've bested you. What does this drip-feed strategy entail? It involves making them believe they've won because of their supposed superiority and intelligence. In reality, you're guiding their actions by exploiting their fear of failure. This reinforces the importance of staying 2 steps ahead and providing them with a controlled flow of information. Sometimes, you may need to boost their ego, but do this cautiously. For instance, if you text them praise or call them a good parent, consider how this could be used against you in court. They might twist your words to claim you genuinely believe they are a good parent, presenting your text as evidence. Therefore, be strategic with your ego boosts. Agree to things that benefit you and your children, but always frame it around the kids' well-being, never about yourself. Understand that narcissists won't willingly help you, they aim to hurt you. Recognize that your desire to get along, be straightforward, and end things amicably is a fantasy in this context. In this battlefield, every move must be calculated to avoid triggering a negative reaction. By navigating this carefully, you can steer the situation in a way that protects your interests and those of your children. Step 3. Be unpredictable. When it's time to make your moves, don't reveal everything you know. Maintain an air of mystery. Keep your plans and strategies close to your chest. You should have various tools and tactics at your disposal, but never let them know your full arsenal. If they discover your plan, they will find a way to counter it immediately. They don't care about fairness, they'll use any means necessary to win. Their mantra is, if I can, I will. They don't worry about legality or morality. To keep them off balance, be unpredictable. Don't let them read your emotions or thoughts. When you become unpredictable, it makes them uneasy. Handle things casually until the right moment, then strike while the iron is hot. Reveal who they truly are with documented evidence of their behavior and personality traits. Show the court their true nature: angry, controlling, punitive, and manipulative. Your unpredictability can catch them off guard and provoke them to reveal their true selves, undermining their facade. When they treat you badly, resist the urge to react emotionally. They want to manipulate your feelings and use you as their tool. The real battle starts within. You must master your internal response before you can effectively handle the external conflict. Stay vigilant, stay quiet, and watch as they expose themselves. Step 4. Set clear boundaries for yourself. Establish firm boundaries and commit to not crossing them. Unlike narcissists who struggle with setting limits, you can and must set them for yourself. Remember, you cannot control their actions. If they know something bothers you, they will exploit it. Therefore, establish your own rules and stick to them. What does this mean? It means identifying your non-negotiables and knowing when to walk away. Learn to say no firmly. For instance, if they are being abusive, yelling, calling names, you can respond with, "I'm not ready to have this conversation with you right now. It seems you're not in the right frame of mind to discuss this. I will come back to this when you are ready." This allows you to maintain your boundaries without directly challenging them. By setting clear boundaries, you reclaim control. You no longer depend on the narcissist's behavior. Instead, your actions are based on your own principles. For example, if they show up at your house unexpectedly, you already know your response, whether it's calling the police or another action to protect yourself. Stick to the limits you set for yourself. This is what sets you apart and empowers you. That's it for today's chapter. Thank you for listening and reading. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll talk to you again soon. Until then, let the healing begin and continue.
This is 9 true phrases that can reveal the true nature of a narcissist. Hey there, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the intriguing realm of narcissistic manipulation, unveiling the subtle phrases they employ to exert control and sow discord. These phrases aren't merely words, they're cunning tools wielded to subjugate and dominate others. As we uncover these 9 phrases, it's crucial to discern not just their surface meaning, but the insidious intent lurking beneath. Equipping yourself with this knowledge empowers you to resist manipulation and safeguard your independence. And remember, if you find this content enlightening, don't hesitate to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking discussions. Share this video with those who might benefit, and share your own experiences or insights in the comments below. Phrase number 1. Evading accountability. When confronted about their actions or personal life, narcissists often resort to the phrase, "My personal affairs are private. I don't owe you any explanations." While it may seem like a gesture of respecting boundaries, it's a clever ploy to shirk responsibility and maintain a facade of deception. By cloaking their personal life in secrecy, narcissists sidestep accountability and evade facing consequences for their actions. They portray inquiries into their personal affairs as intrusions, allowing them to deceive and manipulate without fear of repercussion. This duplicitous behavior erodes trust and undermines the authenticity of relationships. Furthermore, it's particularly hypocritical as narcissists frequently pry into others' lives while vehemently guarding their own. It reveals their belief that they are exempt from the standards of fairness and reciprocity. Phrase number 2. Externalizing anger. When confronted about their volatile temper, narcissists often deflect blame by asserting, "You make me angry. It's your fault for provoking me." Rather than acknowledging their own emotional volatility, they shift blame onto others, absolving themselves of accountability and perpetuating a cycle of aggression. By attributing their anger to external triggers, narcissists avoid confronting their underlying issues and negative patterns of behavior. This cycle of blame allows them to remain entrenched in destructive behaviors without seeking personal growth or change. To navigate interactions with narcissists effectively, it's crucial to recognize that they are responsible for managing their own emotions. Refusing to accept blame for their outbursts enables you to establish boundaries and prioritize your own emotional well-being. Phrase number 3, shunning critique. Narcissists recoil from criticism, often retorting, "Quit scrutinizing my every move." You're overly critical, as a tactic to deflect accountability and evade scrutiny. Instead of embracing constructive feedback, they resort to accusing others of being excessively judgmental, even when the criticism is warranted. Labeling others as judgmental serves as a shield for narcissists to avoid acknowledging their imperfections. Rather than owning up to their flaws, they deploy guilt-tripping tactics to divert attention away from their shortcomings. When confronted with their behavior, they manipulate the narrative by portraying themselves as victims of unjust scrutiny, thereby thwarting any meaningful dialogue and hindering personal growth. Phrase number 4, weaponizing kindness. The phrase, "I intended to be kind, but now you've forfeited that privilege," serves as a manipulative tool in relationships. Employed alongside actions that withhold kindness, it serves to assert dominance and diminish the worth of the other party. This manipulative tactic manifests as a struggle for power and control within the relationship dynamics. Whether directed towards family, romantic partners, or friends, this form of manipulation seeks to instill doubt and feelings of inadequacy in the recipient. The sudden withdrawal of support or affection leaves the recipient feeling uncertain and undeserving, perpetuating a cycle of emotional turmoil and dependency. By attaching conditions to kindness, the manipulator exerts control over the emotional landscape of the relationship, fostering a sense of perpetual insecurity and dependence in the recipient. Victims of this manipulation are left questioning their self-worth and grappling with feelings of anxiety and confusion, undermining their ability to trust and maintain healthy relationships. Phrase number 5, reversing control accusations. Narcissists often retort with statements like, "You're attempting to control me," when confronted with boundaries or expected respectful conduct. This tactic serves to invert the power dynamic, portraying the narcissist as the victim despite their attempts to manipulate the situation. By shifting blame onto the other party and alleging control, they craft a distorted narrative that perpetuates their dominance. When faced with established boundaries or clear expectations, they deflect by portraying themselves as victims of unwarranted imposition. This manipulation tactic undermines the foundation of a healthy relationship and impedes the victim's ability to assert themselves. Recognizing this manipulation is crucial for asserting one's right to boundaries, despite the guilt-tripping tactics employed by the narcissist. Though victims may experience confusion and self-doubt, maintaining firm boundaries is paramount for safeguarding their well-being. Phrase number 6, arbitrarily imposed regulations. Narcissists often enforce arbitrary rules in relationships, stating, "It's permissible when I do it, but not when you do," thereby establishing unfair guidelines. This behavior reflects their belief in their superiority, asserting their entitlement to act without restraint while dictating the actions of others. By imposing rules selectively, They foster an environment of inequality and diminish the other person's confidence. Living under such unjust standards erodes self-assurance and fosters a sense of inadequacy. This manipulative tactic perpetuates a cycle of subservience and control, leaving the victim feeling marginalized and disempowered. To counteract this manipulation, it's essential to identify these disparities and establish boundaries to shield oneself from unjust treatment. Phrase number 7. Distorting reality. Narcissists employ gaslighting techniques, stating, "That's not how I recall it," to sow seeds of doubt regarding your recollection and the actual events. They manipulate the truth and deny their actions to undermine your confidence and question your sanity. Through this revisionist approach, they portray themselves positively while casting doubt on your credibility, exerting control over your perceptions. By distorting the past, they absolve themselves of accountability and maintain their grip on power. Keeping meticulous records of events can serve as a safeguard against their deceit, enabling you to uphold the truth and resist their attempts to manipulate your reality. Phrase number 8. Asserting opinions as truths. Narcissists assert dominance by treating their opinions as incontrovertible truths, declaring, "My opinions are infallible, and dissenting views are simply foolish." They perceive themselves as intellectually superior and dismissive of alternative perspectives, stifling meaningful dialogue and diminishing your intellectual autonomy. This haughty demeanor stifles authentic discourse, leaving you feeling intellectually inferior for daring to hold differing viewpoints. Asserting your independence and refusing to yield to their attempts to dictate your beliefs is vital for personal growth and emancipation from their narrow-mindedness. Phrase number 9. Disregarding your concerns. Narcissists dismiss your apprehensions with statements like, "I couldn't care less about your or anyone else's opinions," deflecting accountability for their actions. They project an air of self-assurance and independence while covertly seeking validation and admiration. Despite feigning indifference to external judgments, they crave affirmation from those within their inner circle, revealing their dependency on external validation. Their indifference to criticism is selectively applied, serving as a facade to shield them from accountability. Over time, their facade may crumble, leading to strained relationships as their inability to maintain the illusion of perfection becomes apparent. If confronted with a narcissist, remember the validity of your concerns and assert your right to express them, refusing to allow them to invalidate your emotions. By illuminating these manipulative tactics, we empower individuals to discern the warning signs of narcissistic abuse and shield themselves from its detrimental impact. Remember, you're not navigating this alone, and assistance is within reach. If you find yourself ensnared in a manipulative dynamic, seek out trusted confidants, whether they be friends, family members, or mental health professionals, who can provide invaluable guidance and support as you embark on your path to healing and restoration. Together, we can liberate ourselves from the cycle of manipulation and foster wholesome, enriching relationships founded on mutual esteem and compassion. If you found this discourse enlightening and enriching, consider making a contribution, even as little as $1, through our Ko-Fi page. Each contribution, irrespective of its magnitude, significantly contributes to the maintenance and enhancement of our content quality. As a token of our gratitude for those who choose to become members, your name will be prominently featured at the onset of our videos, symbolizing our deep appreciation for your generous patronage. Your support fuels our ongoing endeavor to deliver content that resonates with you, and we extend our heartfelt appreciation for your indispensable role in our community. Discover the Ko-Fi link in the description below and become an esteemed member of our journey. Don't overlook the opportunity to engage further by liking, subscribing, commenting, and sharing this video with others who could derive benefit from its insights. Thank you for tuning in. When a narcissist realizes they're dealing with a powerful person, this is how they change their strategy. These people are aware that you are starting to see through their lies. The trouble they cause is no longer a distraction. They can either be ignored or thrown out. A lot of people think that narcissists love any kind of praise. Narcissists feel a lot of pain when they are ignored or put down because it hurts their widdle feelings and makes them feel ashamed. It's true that they have always been that way, which is a shame. Due to big me, tiny you, and all that, they pick fights with you to make you feel bad about yourself. This would be funny most of the time. If you're not around angry narcissists, it's not dangerous. When this happens, the abuse gets worse. To begin, I'd like to talk about the kind of person who would make a narcissist run away screaming. It was too much for the ego to handle his fake victim. When I talked about how narcissists are usually mean to each other in the movie, I did so in a sneaky way. All of them are sick and evil, and they would rather make other people's lives unhappy than enjoy them. As I already said, it would be great if they only went after each other, especially the malignant narcissist. You might still find it more fun to hurt helpless people than to help them. It's the better of two bad options. If these people think they can't be punished for what they do, they think they can ruin other people's lives and jobs without getting in trouble themselves. Narcissists often feel like they deserve and are more important than others. A big part of a narcissist's professional success is their ability to look smart, take credit for other people's work, and avoid taking responsibility for their mistakes. People who don't have self-control often see emotionally intelligent people as easy targets. Narcissists need to be praised all the time, so they will use and abuse anyone they meet. People who care about other people are fair game in their eyes. But sometimes they are tricked into making things worse for the wrong person. Narcissists think that being sensitive makes someone less confident, but that's not true. It's true that some people are easier to convince than others, and people who are good at understanding others are often kind and giving. But some people can just as quickly show sensitivity when they need to. That is exactly where the real power lies. When we know someone is being a total leech, it's important to be able to turn off our sensitivity. Narcissists are poisonous people who are hard to get along with because they only care about themselves, are manipulative, and don't care about other people. Because there will always be people who don't deserve our sympathy, no matter what. Also, we should be careful about letting other people use us. In this video, I look at the logic behind narcissists' tastes and explain why they are drawn to the types of people I talked about. It's not okay to treat someone badly just because they are shy, kind, understanding, etc. No matter how nice and friendly someone is, narcissists can't understand why those people would choose to put up with abuse. At first, the person who was love-bombed might have been ready to give the narcissist a chance. But when it turns out that the narcissist has been lying or manipulating them, everything goes crazy. They're not scared. So, they won't back down from telling the narcissist how their behavior hurts others. They are not as scared of narcissists because they can tell lies and know the truth. To tell that someone is suffering, all you have to do is watch how they don't let other people's concern make their pain seem worse. The narcissist gets so angry at this type of target that they regret ever being friends with them because they won't be lied to or misled anymore. When things go wrong, everyone has their own unique way of responding. There are people who are ready to leave the narcissist alone and people who are actively looking for payback. If it seems like justice is going to take too long, it's normal to feel angry and disappointed at this point. In order to get back at the narcissist, They tell everyone that they were shamed in public. They could hurt the ego physically or destroy their things. They will take their dirty clothes to the dry cleaners if they feel like they have been ripped off financially. Some people deal with narcissists by breaking the law. In spite of the fact that I don't think this is the best plan of action, you should want to get back at the narcissist for all the harm they've caused you. And as I showed in this video, some of these revenge situations could make a narcissist feel like giving up. Even though there are many things that can send a narcissist into sadness, two of the most common ones are being found out and having the people they thought they could hurt and ruin leave them. But sometimes, all it takes to finally see the light is for the narcissist to be caught off guard and given strong proof of their strange behavior. Because those narcissists can always find a reason for what they do, it makes sense that they will never stop being self-centered. Narcissists get angry because they can't understand why someone wouldn't go along with their pranks. It's true that those people are scared of it. Because they are afraid, victims may decide that it would be too dangerous to do anything against the abuser. To hide what they did wrong, these people would blame the victim for what happened and act like they were helpless victims. They would rather see these people die than have to deal with them again. It's never fun to lie, be manipulated, or be abused, and some of us would rather slap the narcissist in the face than keep going down that road. In another way of putting it, we wake up from a deep sleep when we realize a narcissist has been using us. They can't get their narcissistic supply from us if we just disappear without a sign. This will leave them confused. People can avoid ever having to deal with narcissists again by taking on the traits of those they admire. I think I've talked about everything today. Have a great week. Please know how much I appreciate you taking the time to hear me out. Please leave any other ideas in the area below for comments. You can help us by giving and sharing this movie on your social networks if you find it useful. Thank you.